Hi, I'm Jim, and this is the Shrek Shack. Well, it's not the Shrek Shack, it's my Shrek Shack, inspired by the one in the movie. We built a swamp environment around it, and within it, I work every day. The basic skeleton is something we built over time, on the back burner for the majority of its construction. After that, we worked on the cladding. Most of the exterior wood is recycled from pallets found around the shop, and to that, we added paint for a more rustic look. After the exterior portion was finished, it really started coming together. Once the structure was completed, we needed some context for it to live in.
And this is where I come in. Hey, I'm Catalina, and I helped work on a lot of details for this piece. We added the grass below, the trees to the side, and the foliage above. On the other side, we created a backyard space, which we made into a usable area. We included a corner table, a drafting desk, and even a hammock for when work catches up to you.
And we didn't skimp on the interior either. Working in a space this size for a year has been an experiment, and I can say it's been a full success. Most of my time is spent at this central desk. 2 monitors make it easy for me to see everything I need to, from emails to the production software, the design software, everything. And it all fits within this small cubicle-sized space. So a quick tour around me. Got job jackets pinned to the wall, very easy to access. Above me is a skylight with a moon shot because I love moons. The most frequent thing that I photograph is the moon. And so I have it represented in many places around the shop. A pretty darn good speaker system, because what tiny office is complete without stereophonic sound? I would say after working in this amount of space for a year, it's the perfect size for me. The beauty of building a workspace like this is it's completely customizable. And really, with this distress paint, it doesn't matter how beautiful it is. In fact, the point is, it's not beautiful. Now for what I don't like. The floor is built of individual cut puzzle pieces of acrylic, fit together very tightly. Looks amazing, functions amazing, but dirt gets in between the cracks, and now it's impossible to get that dirt out. Ventilation is another issue. There's a low fan to vent the heat from the computer, but I think I need another one up high, create a little bit of a cross breeze, because it gets a little stuffy sometimes. People, upon seeing this for the first time, are wowed by it, which is a great effect to have. And ultimately, we're selling our creativity in day-to-day business, so what better proof of things we can deliver than working in a wood shack? We'll be going into more detail about the how later, but for now, let's focus on the why. Utilizing this space seemed like a natural evolution for the shop. This was kind of a void. We definitely misused this area just to pile junk and whatnot. I did at one time have a desk here with a dimensional butterfly display on that wall, and from that I drew inspiration for a lot of projects. Stagnation thrives in stale spaces like the one that I had, and I felt my creativity tanking in some regards. Sometimes just the monotony of answering emails, talking on the phone, kills that creative energy. And I would spin around, get lost in the butterflies, and it would bring back some spark. Bringing clients in and having them see this space for the first time is a great calling card for our business. They see firsthand how we use materials, not just to improve a space, but to completely transform it.
Working in a place where I was given the freedom to explore my own imagination inspired me to create my own project called Catalyst 6. We seek to inspire others to develop their own spaces the way they want them to be. Our creativity and imagination is what makes us human, so when we're in a space that's boring and bland, it hinders that. And that's extremely important. So the more comfortable you are in the space that you use the most, the space that you work in, that you're supposed to be inspired by, obviously, the better.
Once we had the inspiration for the shack, the design problems began really just sorting themselves out. And eventually it became pretty clear that the ideas were just free-flowing. We weren't forcing anything. They revealed themselves. This detail just had to happen. If it didn't, it wasn't gonna work. I don't know if it was making the shack or working within the shack that helped the most. And making the shack provided an opportunity and a testing ground for exploring ideas I never had any reason to play with in the past. What I do know, though, is that both helped. And it solidified my theory that brute forcing an idea doesn't always work. Sometimes they just have to come passively while you're working on something else.
I want to promote detail and variety in the spaces I create. So in the process of catalyzing this space, once the bigger things got out of the way, the smaller things that were missing became more and more apparent. It was overwhelming to see how many tiny elements were missing to make this space in our eyes truly perfect.
Once you start with these sorts of big projects, they have to become more complicated and immersive. I don't know where that ends, but I do know this iteration is about as close to perfect as I can imagine. Every day I grow more happy with it, and every day I'm inspired by the stories this environment helps me tell.